Well, hello friends. Welcome back to DevTools hacking. We'll be continuing to work on the IDE. So just to show you where we left off last time, this is our Hack Studio application. And we have some basic project on the left, opening files on the right. And today what I would like to do is I would like to have a terminal embedded into this application so that sort of split with the file view here on the bottom, you could get a terminal. And the idea with that is if you're working on like a terminal program, for instance, I would like to be able to just press a key up here and then it would run the program immediately in the terminal below, which will be really useful if you're doing something that's not a GUI app, right? Then you would still be able to not only see the output, but if we have a proper terminal, we could also interact with the program, which I think would be super awesome. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to use the terminal widget from the terminal app, which just before I started recording, I actually did a commit to just move the terminal widget to the libvt library, the virtual terminal library, just so that we can pick it up in the Hack Studio app. So let's do that right away. So terminal widget, and we'll put it, like I was saying, below the text editor. So we'll put these two in a splitter. So text editor is already in a horizontal splitter together with the project list view on the left, but we'll make the text editor, we'll wrap it in a vertical splitter as well. So we'll call that, this can be like the outer splitter, or maybe call it horizontal outer splitter. Let's call it the outer splitter. And then we'll make an inner splitter for these. So auto inner splitter is G splitter. It's going to be vertical, and it's going to be inside of the outer splitter. Then we'll put the text editor in there. And we'll also put the terminal widget in there. Terminal widget construct. To look at the arguments for that. So we need a master P2I file descriptor and a config file. So it's kind of awkward. Config. I think we could just, I mean, this is still kind of, you know, stuck together with terminal application. So it's not entirely separated from that. So this logic here, for instance, that that creates a file descriptor. Where the hell do we find that? PTMFD. Oh, here. Oh, this is how we do that. Okay, so we're just going to borrow this from the terminal main thing here right now, and then at some point we should factor this out and make this beautiful. But at the moment, I'm just going to PTMFD, we'll just do this. Or maybe we should put this in a separate file, actually. So let's do that right away. Otherwise, this is going to get messy. So we'll call it like a terminal wrapper. Okay, and then this will be in there. Terminal wrapper, and then we'll need some string, unistd. It needs to be lib, io, IO, I'm just adding these based on what I see here is red. So for control. And that's it. Okay. And then down here, we're gonna, actually we should define this as some kind of a class. So actually, let's say that it's the G widget, and then we'll put the terminal widget inside of this widget. Can be like just a skinny wrapper. Terminal wrapper G widget parent null footer. That's not necessary actually, but we'll do it that way, and we'll make a public virtual destructor. Okay, G widget, and there we go. And in terminal wrapper, we want to say terminal wrapper. Widget parent, and then inside of him there's going to be a terminal widget, which we will just forward declare for now. And set reached, and here we'll just start a shell, you know, like bin shell. And let's see, M terminal widget is, I realized that I should have used a ref footer here, not a raw pointer, because it's not 6 months ago. So M terminal widget is terminal widget construct. And then we needed the PTMFD, so we have that already here. PTMFD, and then we needed the config file. So this one we can, let's see, lib vt terminal widget. All right. So how did we get that in the terminal app config file? Get for app terminal. Yeah, we'll just cheat and do that for now. Config. All right. I think that's generally saying. Now we just want to make sure that we actually parent this guy. So currently it does not take a parent. We can just be lazy and add child like that. And then the terminal widget becomes a child of the wrapper. Okay, and then here we'll say terminal wrapper is terminal wrapper construct. The parent will be the inner splitter, right? And then instead of terminal widget here, we'll just include terminal wrapper. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Oh, that did not build. Undefined blah blah. Okay, well, it's because I need to tweak the make file to link against libvt. Oopsie doopsie. LVT. All right. Oh, in terminal wrapper, I actually said it has a destructor, but then I never made one. Okay. So, it's not the most amazing looking thing. Probably because the terminal wrapper doesn't actually resize the terminal widget so that it takes up any space. So the easy way to do that is to just set in automatic layout. So we'll just make a box layout. Any box layout will do. We'll just fill up the whole space. fill up the whole space with the only child, which is the terminal widget. Okay, there we go. So I'm not able to focus it, which would be good if we could do that. But it is clearly there, and we can even copy paste from it. And can we do this? Oh, shit. That was weird. Whatever I do, it just does that. Oh, wow, that's so goofy. Okay. There's something that we're gonna have to do something about. I guess it's because the terminal app uses size increments to prevent itself from being resized less than like one character, you know, horizontally or vertically. You can only resize it in increments. Like this, you know, how it's same in the mates terminal here. You can only go one character cell at a time. That's my guess would be that that's messing us up there. But let's fix the focus issue first of all. So the terminal widget should definitely take focus when you click on it. It's weird that it doesn't. Where do we even take focus actually? Oh, maybe it's not focusable. Oh. Well, we should make it focusable. Oh. I have a sneaking suspicion that I didn't actually rebuild everything necessary there. But accepts focus is true. Wonder if this will require something more than that. Yeah, probably. Okay, so accepts focus. Where do we care about this? In GWidget, we check if you accept focus when we handle a mouse down event. Presumably, we should be handling a mouse down event on the terminal widget. Focus. Okay, let me just look at this. What the heck's happening here? Focus is one of those things that oh, that's a weird problem. What the heck just happened? Scheduler crashing? Okay, well, whatever. Let's try one more time. Sometimes we have weird bugs. Okay, so now this says focus. Oops. And now this says focus. Oh, it does have focus. Oh, crap, I can type. But this thing doesn't look like it's focused. I wonder why that is. So how do we paint that thing? Terminal widget paint event. Blah, blah, blah. Where do we paint the cursor? Here. Cursor row. Draw the cursor cell. Wait, this is draw rect. So this is if we're not in an active window. But I would imagine that we are in an active window, but, well, why do we think we are in an active window? If we get the terminal widget event, window became active. Who gets those events? Window activation event is posted to the window, and then the window will send it to his main widget. Aha. So because this is not the main widget, then it no longer receives the window became active event. Fair. So what we should do instead, I guess, this is kind of a dumb architecture then, because I would like to be able to know this even if I'm not the main widget. How do we get this out to our friend? I mean, one solution would be to just notify all the children that the window became active. That's probably the easiest thing to do, actually. We just send it to everyone. Then what we would do is but I mean, that's kind of weird too, actually. So what is it that we even want to know? We want to know if the window became active because that's how we know whether or not to stop or start the cursor blink, blah, blah, blah. But I guess what we really should care about is focus. So we should have a focus event handler. Is there any such thing? Focus in event, right. Is there such a thing as a focus event? Okay, I am a little bit rusty on the focus stuff, as you can see. Just a plain C event, okay. So focus in, focus out. We'll override those and let's say void terminal widget. When we get focus, I mean here, let's actually, who's our parent? It's gframe, yeah. So you should be calling gframe down here too, you know, don't be like that. So gframe, focus in event, okay. We'll do the same for focus out. Okay, and when we get focus, let's see, how do we do this? Okay, so let's for now we can have the terminal can have its own idea of if he's like actually focused or not, and then it can check if it is the main widget in the window, and then in that case it will use these events. Otherwise we'll just use the focus event, and then we don't have to think about the architecture of focus right now, because ironically that would ruin my focus on what I want to be doing. So let's just work around the architectural issue here. Set logical focus. Oh, focus. Okay, and then set logical focus true. Set logical focus false. And then this is going to be like that. And we'll do this. Set logical focus true. Oopsie doopsie. Else if this, set logical focus false. Yeah, all right. And up here, I'll just say like that. This will be a little private thingy dingy. Okay, an active window. Let's see, we'll rename that to M as logical focus. Not the most beautiful design, but I think it'll work. It's more important to keep things working in the terminal app, because I really don't want to break that in any way. Because that's definitely like, no, not the browser. We're not working on the browser now, Andreas. Okay, so if I switch focus to something else, then it becomes unfocused looking. Switch back, we're all good. Okay, cool. And then let's bring up Hack Studio. Clicky there, and it's focused looking. And, oh, crap. Oh, this is kind of annoying. Like, if this has focus, I don't want Control L to go to line. I want it to go in the terminal. But focus behavior is definitely improved. Now I can actually focus here, and then focus here, focus there. This is so awesome, by the way. Like, I can already tell that this is going to be awesome. So, let's see what we did in libvt there. Just changing the focus behavior so that if we are not the main widget of a window, then we use the focus in and out events, focus in and focus out events to determine whether we have focus or not. Terminal widget, determine its own focused state. Make terminal widget logically focusable when not a main widget. Terminal widget was relying on the window became active, inactive. Events from the server to set its, to update its own internal idea of its internal and focus state ID. Focus state. That did not work. Unfortunately, those events are only sent to the Windows main widget, so this is not working when the terminal widget was embedded deeper in a widget tree. This patch hooks the focus in and focus out events and uses those to set the focus state when received. This makes terminal widget behave nicely in both configurations. This design is kind of a workaround for this awkward focus architecture, and we should figure out something better long term. Okay, and then let's add this, and this, and this, and this. Oh. Studio. Embed a terminal widget below the text editor. This will be extremely useful to be very useful for running and interacting. Programs after we build them. Okay. So what was going on? It's definitely a bit big. So this part here is really freaking weird. So what is happening? So GWidget, it's in a G splitter right now. So actually, let's look at terminal widget. What does it do? It has size policy, I think. Size policy. The size policy is fixed, so he always determines his own preferred size. Resize event. So when we're told that we resize, then we immediately turn around and oh no, what do we do? So this is, we get this from the Windows server, or no, not from the Windows server, since we're a sub widget. We get this from the parent widget. Tells us that, hey, you've been resized, bro. And then we mterminal is like the virtual terminal inside here, so that represents like the actual 80 by 25 character terminal. And we set a size on that, and then what happens here is it clears everything or tries to preserve history and whatever, but basically when it's finished and it has set up the buffers so that they match the new requested size, then it fires a callback here called terminal did resize, which then goes back to terminal widget. And what we do then is we take the size that we were given by terminal did resize, and then we resize, we update our size policy based on that. So I'm wondering, maybe in this case, we shouldn't do this? What happens if we don't do this? So like, if window main widget is this, that'll make it only do this for the terminal app. I'm just curious how this would work out. It's still really weird. Oh, but I have to rebuild libvt when I do this. Not everything, but also libvt. Anyways, now I did a rebuild everything anyway, so it's almost finished. No, we're not in there yet. Oh, and then terminal doesn't even come up. It dies because I guess I don't have a window yet. Yeah, that's fair. So if window and have to suffer through another full rebuild, although it's really not so bad. Like, the compilations are instant, it's just linking that takes time. Wonder if there's something like Ccache for linking, like LDcache. Lcache. Oh, look at that. Kind of awkward. But how does it go here? So this is definitely more of the behavior I was hoping for, and I think this is a better behavior if you're not the main widget. So I think it shouldn't, like, this resizing here should not be constrained by the cell size of the terminal. I think it's better because I ultimately I would like to have like a set of tabs here, so that this would just be one tab, like the console tab or whatever, and then we could have like, I don't know, like compile output, find in files, you know, these types of tabs that you would find down here. I guess the type of stuff you see down here, right? Compile output, application output, search results, these type of things. Do I like this layout? It's a little bit weird that the tabs are on the bottom. I guess I would like them on the top, actually. Anyways, but now the terminal app is not behaving 100% right because it was goofy when it first booted up. So let's turn this into a flag instead. should, and let's say M should, M should, what do we call this? It's just like that the layout is like it's only allowed to use size increments. Should update preferred size. Say manage size policy. Automatic size policy, let's say. It's a bit of a strange name, but it's kind of what it does. So let's call it that. And we'll say true by default. Oh no, actually we say false by default because only the terminal is probably going to be the only thing that uses this as the main widget. So set automatic size policy. Okay, and then in terminal main, we will do the terminal set automatic size policy true. Okay, this should give us the behavior we want in both scenarios. Nope, that's not the behavior I wanted. Dang it. Okay, so terminal widget. Is it already, oh, it's too late by that point. Crap, okay, well then it has to be a constructor argument, I guess. Size policy. No, not auto. Okay, cool. Automatic size policy. Okay, and then terminal widget construct. We just have to construct it differently. So here we'll say true. This is an awkward API, but it doesn't matter so much right now. Can work on that later. But then we can ignore these. Okay. Now we should have the right behavior. So the reason we had the wrong behavior was just that everything happened in the terminal widget constructor. So by the time we call the setter to change the behavior, it was too late. It had already decided on this tiny little window size. So there's the right behavior there. And it only resizes in increments. And here we can resize it as we like. Of course, something goes wrong if we make it too small, I see. But don't have to fix everything at the same time. So what do we have here? Changing the API terminal widget to teach it how to do that. And that's really the whole patch. Don't alter the size policy based on terminal rows and columns if we are not in auto size policy mode. Make terminal widgets automatic size policy updates optional on embedding a terminal widget. You might not want it to restrict to automatically update its own size policy based on the exact terminal size. This makes making this behavior is now passed as a flag to the terminal widget constructor, which makes it behave nicely both inside Hack Studio and in terminal. Ah, doesn't fit. All right. And there was something more I wanted to change. It was, oh yeah, right. If I press Control L in the frickin' thing down here, then I don't want that to happen. So Control L should only happen if you're inside the text editor, I think. So where was that? Mode Control key L. It's in Hack Studio. To do that, we just have to pass an argument to the action create, which is here. We'll say text editor. And what that means is that this keyboard shortcut is only valid while this widget has focus. So now, well, that didn't go well. Is that this weird flaky crash again, maybe? Yes, it was. Okay. So here, line 0, it's good. Press Control L here, and it doesn't go here, but up here it works. Okay, that's awesome. And bar L3. So I just realized that going to line 3 goes to line 4. We should fix that. But let's see, one thing at a time. So Hack Studio, make the go to line shortcut restricted to editor widget, the text editor. Restrict go to line shortcut to the text editor. Let's Control L to be snatched. We're in the embedded terminal, for example. Okay, and I guess where's that thing where we go to line? Oh, it's right here. So the line number is actually, the cursor is 0 based, which I did not realize while writing this code. So this will be fine. Okay, then let's open up a file and we'll go to line 50. I am a dumbass. Okay. Off by ones, man. It's my bad. Okay, so let's open up a different file. Maybe this one. Oh, that one was empty. 30. There we go. Much more reasonable. It's a little bit awkward that when you go to like line 40, then it scrolls to the bottom. It would be better if it would be like at the top so that we could see what's going on, or maybe even in the middle would be the best. Maybe the middle. Maybe like 25%, something like that. Anyway, these are questions for the future. We're just gonna commit this. Go to line was mixed up about 0, 1 based, yes, 0 based indices. line numbers. Next level, that's 0, flat 1, baseline numbers. Okay. Cool. So I think I'm just gonna stop it here for today. So this is gonna be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out, while we continue to build an integrated development environment for Serenity. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. And I hope you saw something interesting. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.